Hello friends, today I am going to explain deficiencies of carbohydrate metabolism. Objectives: on completion of this lesson, you would be able to know about diseases due to deficiency of carbohydrate metabolism. Recap: in the last class, we have discussed about identification of carbohydrates by systematic analysis. Metabolism may be defined as an intricate chemical process occurring inside the biological system involving two processes, namely anabolism, catabolism. It is otherwise a sequence of chemical reactions involving a particular compound to change into various other forms in biological system. Carbohydrates are metabolized into monosaccharide and glycogen and so on. Metabolism: brief concept of normal and abnormal metabolism of carbohydrates, proteins, and lipids. Metabolism is defined as biochemical changes occurring in a living system which facilitate energy changes or transfer of biomolecules. Normal psychological events like respiration, digestion, and excretion involve transformation of biomolecules from one form to another. These changes involve either release or consumption of energy. Metabolism involves two opposite processes. They are catabolism and anabolism. Importance of metabolism: energy is required by a living organism for maintaining its life. Energy is provided by food, which consists of carbohydrates, proteins, and lipids. The metabolism of these compounds literates ATP, means adenosine triphosphate, which is a high energy compound. ATP provides the energy required for normal metabolic functions. Bioenergetics is a field of biochemistry which is concerned with the transformation and use of energy by living cells. Almost all biochemical reactions are mediated through enzymes. Deficiency of concerned enzyme leads to metabolic error. This results in abnormal metabolism. Metabolism is a term that is used to describe all chemical reactions involved in maintaining the living state of the cells and the organism. Metabolism can be conveniently divided into two categories: catabolism, the breakdown of molecules to obtain energy; anabolism, the synthesis of all compounds needed by the cells. Metabolism is closely linked to nutrition and the availability of nutrients. Bioenergetic is a term which describes the biochemical or metabolic pathways by which the cell ultimately obtains energy. Energy formation is one of the vital components of metabolism. Anabolism, it is the opposite of catabolism. Anabolism is a constructive or building up process. In this process, the food which is absorbed is used for the synthesis of macromolecules like proteins, lipids, and nucleic acids. The synthesis of these macromolecules requires energy, which is supplied by ATP generated during catabolism. Anabolism and catabolism may occur simultaneously in cells, but these reactions are regulated independently. In health, there is a balance between anabolism and catabolism. This helps in maintaining a constant weight. Anabolism is the process by which the body utilizes the energy released by catabolism to synthesize complex molecules. These complex molecules are then utilized to form cellular structures that are formed from small and simple precursors that act as building blocks. Stages of anabolism. There are three basic stages of anabolism. First stage is involves production of precursors such as amino acids, monosaccharides, isoprenoids, and nucleotides. Stage 2 involves activation of these precursors into reactive forms using energy from ATP. Stage 3 involves the assembly of these precursors into complex molecules such as proteins, polysaccharides, lipids, and nucleic acids. Sources of energy for Anabolic processes. Different species of organisms depends on different sources of energy. Autotrophs such as plants can construct the complex organic molecules in cells such as polysaccharides and proteins from simple molecules like carbon dioxide and water using sunlight at energy as energy. Heterotrophs, on the other hand, require a source of more complex substance such as monosaccharides and amino acids to produce these complex molecules. Photoautotrophs and photoheterotrophs obtain energy from light, while chemoautotrophs and chemoheterotrophs obtain energy from inorganic oxidation reactions. Anabolism of carbohydrates. In this step, simple organic acids can be converted into monosaccharides such as glucose and then used to assemble polysaccharides such as starch. Glucose is made from pyruvate, lactate, glycerol, glycerate 3, phosphate, and amino acids, and the process is called gluconeogenesis. Gluconeogenesis converts pyruvate to glucose 6-phosphate through a series of intermediates, many of which are shared with glycolysis. Usually fatty acids stored as adipose tissues cannot be converted to glucose through gluconeogenesis, as these organisms cannot convert acetyl CoA into pyruvate. This is the reason why when there is long-term starvation, humans and other animals need to produce ketone bodies from fatty acids to replace glucose in tissues, such as the brain that cannot metabolize fatty acids. Plants and bacteria can convert fatty acids into glucose, and they utilize the glyoxylate cycle, which bypasses the decarboxylation step in the citric acid cycle and allows the transformation of acetyl CoA to oxaloacetate. From this, glucose is formed. Glycans and polysaccharides are complexes of simple sugars. These additions are made possible by glyco glycosyltransference from a reactive sugar phosphate donor, such as uridine diphosphate glucose (UDP glucose) to an acceptor hydroxyl group on the growing polysaccharide. The hydroxyl groups on the ring of the substrate can be acceptors, and thus polysaccharides produced can have straight or branched structures. These polysaccharides so formed may be transferred to lipids and proteins by enzymes called oligosaccharide transfers. Proteins are formed of amino acids. Most organisms can synthesize some of the 20 common amino acids. Most bacteria and plants can synthesize all 20, but mammals can synthesize only the 10 non-essential amino acids. The amino acids are joined together in a chain by peptide bonds to form polypeptide chains. Each different protein has a unique sequence of amino acid residues. This is its primary structure. The polypeptide chain undergoes modifications, folding and structural chain to form the final protein. Catabolism. Catabolisms, it is a degradative or breakdown process. In this process, macromolecules like carbohydrates, proteins, and lipids are broken down. These macromolecules are present in food or stored in the body. These macromolecules are degraded by stepwise reactions into smaller and simpler substances. These reactions are always accompanied by the release of free energy. The catabolism of carbohydrates, proteins, and lipids, as well as the end of products of catabolism. Catabolism is the set of metabolic pathways that breaks down molecules into smaller units that are either oxidized to release energy or used in other anabolic reactions. Catabolism breaks down large molecules such as polysaccharides, lipids, nucleic acid, and proteins into smaller units such as monosaccharides, fatty acids, nucleotides, and amino acids respectively. Catabolism is the breaking down aspects of metabolism, whereas anabolism is the building up aspect. Cells use the monomers released from breaking down polymers to either construct new polymer molecules or degrade the monomers further to simple vast products, releasing energy. Cellular wastes include lactic acid, acetic acid, carbon dioxide, ammonia, and urea. The creation of these wastes is usually an oxidation process involving a release of chemical free energy, some of which is lost as heat but the rest of which is used to drive the synthesis of adenosine triphosphate. This molecule acts as a way for the cell to transfer the energy released by catabolism to the energy requiring reactions that make up anabolism. Catabolism is seen as destructive metabolism and anabolism as constructive metabolism. Catabolism therefore provides the chemical energy necessary for the maintenance and growth of cells. Examples of catabolic processes include glycolysis and citric acid cycle, the breakdown of muscle protein in order to use amino acids as substrates for gluconeogenesis, the breakdown of fat in adipose tissue to fatty acids, and oxidative diamine of neurotransmitters by monoamine oxidase. Catabolic hormones. There are many signals that control catabolism. Most of the known signals are hormones and the molecules involved in metabolism itself. Endocrinologists have traditionally classified many of the hormones as anabolic or catabolic, depending on which part of metabolism they stimulate. The so-called classic catabolic hormones known since the early 20th century are cortisol, glucagon, and adrenaline, and other catecholamines. In recent decades, many more hormones with at least some catabolic effects have been discovered, including cytokines, orexin, also known as hypocretin, and deficiency of carbohydrate metabolism. Diseases Abnormal metabolism. Most of the metabolic reactions are catalyzed by enzymes. Deficiency of an enzyme lead to disturbance in metabolism. Enzyme deficiency may be due to dietary deficiency, diseases, genetics defect. Dietary deficiency. Deficiency of iron in diet leads to decreased hemoglobin synthesis. This in turn leads to iron deficiency anemia. Deficiency of iodine leads to defective synthesis of thyroid hormone. It results in hypothyroidism, diseases. Metabolism is disturbed in certain disease. In liver disease, there is decreased synthesis of drug metabolizing enzymes. So, drugs are poorly metabolized. So, drugs may produce toxic effects in liver diseases. Genetic defects. Some enzyme deficiencies occur due to genetic defects. These defects are called as inborn errors of metabolisms. For example, diseases like fructosuria and galactosemia occur due to inborn errors of carbohydrate metabolism. Metabolism of carbohydrates. Importance of carbohydrate metabolism. The major function of carbohydrate metabolisms are: 1. Carbohydrate serves as a fuel. Second, it gets oxidized and provides energy for other metabolic processes. Third is the intermediate products of carbohydrate metabolism are used in other biosynthetic reactions. Carbohydrates metabolism is basically the metabolism of glucose and substance related to glucose. Glucose is the important and basic carbohydrate. It is the major and important sugar of blood. The digestion of carbohydrates such as starch, sucrose and lactose produce only glucose, except of carbon dioxide metabolism. The metabolism of carbohydrates can be considered under the following aspects. 1. Oxidation of glucose. It occurs by two pathways. There are glycolysis or Embden-Meyerhof pathway. B. Hexose monophosphate STUT HMP shunt, which is an alternate pathway. In glycolysis, glucose is oxidized to pyruvate and lactate. Further, metabolism of pyruvate is as follows. 1. Oxidation of pyruvate by acetyl CoA. Second, oxidation of acetyl CoA to CO2 and H2O in citric acid cycle. Second, synthesis of glucose from non-carbohydrate sources. It is called as gluconeogenesis. Third, conversion glucose to glycogen. It is called glycogenesis. Fourth, breakdown of glycogen to form glucose. It is called glycogenolysis. Diabetic mellitus. Diabetes mellitus. Diabetes prevents your body from properly absorbing energy from the food you eat because you can't make insulin or because you can't use it correctly. There is no cure, but treatments allow you to manage your condition. What is diabetes mellitus? Diabetes mellitus is a disease that prevents your body from properly using the energy from the food you ate. Diabetes occurs in one of the following situations. The pancreas, an organ behind your stomach, produce little insulin or no insulin at all. Insulin is a naturally occurring hormone produced by the beta cells of the pancreas, which helps the body use sugar for energy. Or the pancreas makes insulin, but the insulin made doesn't work as it should. These conditions is called insulin resistance. To better understand diabetes, it helps to know more about how the body uses food for energy. Your body is made up of millions of cells. To make energy, the cells need food in a very simple form. When you eat or drink, much of your food is broken down into a simple sugar called glucose. Glucose provides the energy your body needs for daily activities. The blood vessels and blood are the highways that transport sugar from where it is either taken in the stomach or manufactured in the liver to the cells where it is used muscles or where it is stored fat. Sugar isn't able to go into the cells by itself. The pancreas releases insulin into the blood, which serves as the helper or the key that lets sugar into the cells for use as energy. When sugar level the bloodstream and enters the cells, the blood sugar level is lower. Without insulin or the key, sugar can't get into the body's cells for use as energy. This causes sugar to rise. Too much sugar in the blood is called hyperglycemia, high blood sugar. Hyperglycemia. Hypoglycemia is a condition in which your blood sugar glucose level is lower than normal. Glucose is your body's main energy source. Hypoglycemia is often related to diabetes treatment, but other drugs and variety of conditions, many rare, can cause low blood sugar in people who don't have diabetes. Hypoglycemia needs immediate treatment when blood sugar levels are low. For many people, a fasting blood sugar of 70 milligrams per deciliter or 3.9 millimoles per liter or below should serve as an alter for hypoglycemia. But your numbers might be different. Ask your doctor. Treatment involves quickly getting your blood sugar back, back to normal, either with high sugar foods or drinks or with medicines. Long-term treatment requires identifying and treating the cause of hypoglycemia. Glycosuria. Glycosuria is the excretion of glucose and into the urine. Ordinarily, urine contains no glucose because the kidneys are able to reabsorb all of the filtered glucose from the tubular fluid back into the bloodstream. Glycosuria is nearly always caused by elevated blood glucose levels, most commonly due to untreated diabetes mellitus. Rarely, glycosuria is due to an intrinsic problem with glucose reabsorption within the kidneys, producing a condition termed renal glycosuria. Glycosuria leads to excessive water loss water loss into the urine with resultant diabetes mellitus symptoms: polyophagia, increased appetite, polydipsia, increased thirst, polyuria, increased urine output, ketonemia, increased ketone bodies in blood, ketonuria, increased ketone bodies in urine. A person can go for extended periods without experiencing any symptoms of glycosuria. A urine test can reveal that a person has glycosuria before a person realizes they have it. In many cases, this is a red flag for previously underdiagnosed diabetes. Doctor measured how much glucose is in the urine by testing urine samples. Polyphagia. Polyphagia. Excessive eating can have causes that aren't due to underlying disease. Examples including holiday or life event that revolve around eating or taking in added nutrition to make up for calories burned during exercise. Polydipsia. Excesses thirst can have causes that aren't due to underlying disease. Examples include tenses, exercise eating, salty foods, dehydration, hot temperatures, or medication side effects. Polyuria. The polyuria is a systematic polymer obtained from the reaction of diamine with a diisocyanate. Polymerization reaction is very similar to polyurethane 1, but in case of polyuria, resulting link is a urea, so it is called polyuria. Ketonemia. Ketonuria. Increased ketone bodies in urine. Causes of hyperglycemia. First is increased absorption of glucose from intestine, low entry and oxidation of glucose in muscles and tissues, decreased glycogen formation in liver, glycogenesis, increased glycogen breakdown in liver, glycogenolysis. All the above are due to deficiency of insulin secretion, which regulates carbohydrate metabolism. Complications. Diabetes mellitus complications, neuropathy, cataract and retinopathy, and nephropathy. Treatment. Intake of low carbohydrates and high protein diet. Adequate exercise for utilization of glucose. Oral anti-diabetic drugs for mild diabetics. Parenteral administration of insulin for serves diabetics. Summary: we have discussed in this class about carbohydrate metabolism, various diseases due to deficiency of carbohydrates, metabolism, symptoms, and treatment of this disease. Thank you. Thank you very much. Have a good day.